Hi Leo, welcome back to my channel, Karma Fox. I am doing your weekly reading for December. I hope you're doing well. I am going to take a quick second to remind you that this is a general reading. It may not resonate with every Leo out there. So guys, please take what resonates for you and just leave the rest for someone else. Keep in mind that the energies can reverse. So if it is resonating, get in where you fit in. But as always, Leo, don't force yourself into a reading that's not for you. Spirit, can I have the energy of the sign of Leo? Leo. All right, Leo, you're starting out with the Four of Swords in reverse. You have the King of Pentacles, and you have the Strength card in reverse. All right, so it's a little bit of mixed energy here. I do feel like you may be communicating or may have recently communicated with somebody that you haven't been talking to for a while. There's healing that is still going on in your energy, but I feel like a lot of you have been isolating a lot, and now you're kind of in this energy where you're feeling more stable, and so you're like, maybe I should be getting out a little bit more. I feel like you were kind of isolating, doing a lot of self-care, and now you're kind of moving out of that energy just a little bit. That being said, I do feel like there's still healing that's taking place here. With the King of Pentacles, you're definitely focusing very much on your finances and your money. I feel like you're working very hard right now, but you want to create stability for yourself. With the Strength card here in reverse, now that is major arcana for Leo, and it is in the reverse, so that's telling me that, you know, sometimes, you know, you waver a little bit, your vibration kind of dips, so it's kind of like you're getting yourself back out there, you're starting to feel more stable, more confident, and then you kind of sink back a little bit. And that's due to fear. There's fears that are here that, you know, you need to address. So let me see who's in your energy. Show me who is in Leo's energy. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the Star card reversed, Aquarius energy, and then we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. So this person who's in your energy is going through some sort of a karmic lesson or a karmic cycle. I feel like this person feels like, you know, they're not being recognized. This is somebody who has a ghost of the past in some form, like they're plagued by something that looked really sweet, looked really good to them, really made them, it was enticing. Something was enticing this person, and it didn't turn out to be what they thought it was. Now, I don't know if that was with you or in some other situation, but it's something or someone from their past. There's ghosts from their past here. And so I do feel like this is somebody that also, with regard to you, may have been breadcrumbing you. They weren't giving you an equal give and take here. And I also feel like they may be aware of that as well. With the Star card in reverse, they're kind of feeling a little bit hopeless right now. They feel unrecognized. They're feeling a sense, almost a sense of failure. Four of Pentacles in the reverse tells me that this person is trying to release something. They could have been holding a grudge. They could have been holding on to something here. It could have been this connection. We'll clarify all that, but they're trying to let go. They're trying to release. They're trying to open themselves back up. So let me see the energy between Leo and this person. The World. Yeah, there's a cycle here that's ending. And it's ending because you're healing. This person is kind of stuck in this karmic cycle. It has something to do with their past. I don't know if they were wounded in their childhood or if this is other people. But this person, they're really kind of unbalanced right now. Yeah, so there's a cycle that's ending between you and this person, so that you can begin a new cycle. Let me see what's affecting it. Five of Wands reversed. Yeah, if you've been in conflict with this person, I feel like you're avoiding this one. You're avoiding them, and they're avoiding you. It's in an effort to not argue, to not fight, to no longer have conflict. You may have also felt like this person was trying to introduce competition into the connection. I have to say, this person in your energy, they're feeling pretty defeated right now. There's a lot that needs to be cleaned up in both energies here that you may be avoiding. This is a card of avoidance. So you may be pouring yourself into work and avoiding having to deal with emotional issues with regard to this person. And I feel like they're just in this very hopeless energy here. So let me see the outcome. Show me the outcome. The Hangman reversed and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, they're in a deceitful energy. They're in a deceitful energy. I feel like there are other presence, other energies in their energy that they don't want you to know about. I also feel like you're tired of waiting for this person. I feel like you've waited for this person to approach you, to come towards you. You've been trying not to argue with them. You've been trying to avoid conflict. And at this point, it's like you're getting ready to close this cycle out because you're tired of waiting for this person to get their act together. There is definitely somebody in their energy that would sabotage this connection, though. It's either friends or perhaps and it looks like it's a female energy, but it doesn't have to be. Could be some, if it's male, it could be somebody that's, you know, got a lot of female energy about them. But I feel like there's gossip that's going on. There's gossip going on about this person, either with friends or maybe you have the same social circle, but people are talking about this person and they're trying to avoid. I also feel like this person could be having some financial problems. There's a financial loss here that is affecting them. And I feel like people are gossiping about them. Regardless, though, I feel like you're afraid this person is never going to come forward. They're never going to, you know, man up or woman up. And so I feel like, you know, you're tired of waiting for them. Bottom of the deck is the Ten of Pentacles. This is underlying energy. And that does indicate that you're looking for everything. You're not willing to settle. You want the relationship. You want the finances. You know, you're showing up here with a very, as far as your money, it looks like your money is coming in. But you're not going to settle. You want everything. You're not going to just, you know, settle for a side relationship. You're not settling for, you know, anything that is less than what you know you deserve. And I do feel like you're going to get it too. So let me see. I'm going to clarify. Show me why the Four of Swords is in reverse. Some of you could have recently started dating or you're thinking about it. Yeah, Nine of Swords reverse and the Page of Swords. You're still very curious about this person. You're curious about what's going on with them. Some of you could be, especially if you've recently talked to them, you could be doing a little bit of low-key spying, trying to figure out what's going on with them. But I feel like you're just tired of stressing. You're tired of feeling the worry. You're tired of waiting for them to get their act together. There's obviously something toxic that's going on here because we have the Seven of Swords. And so I feel like you're just tired of waiting for this person to get their act together. A lot of you are going out and you may be meeting new people. You're looking to expand your social world. Let me see why the King of Pentacles is here. You're showing up as being very loyal, by the way. Yeah, Five of Cups and the Six of Wands reversed. Yeah, this whole relationship, you felt very defeated in it. You've gone through a deep period of sadness. I feel like a lot of times you're still looking at that. You might be starting to get your feet wet, going back out, you know, in social circles, maybe looking to see what's out there, but not quite ready to start a new relationship yet. You're still examining why this relationship didn't work out. And a lot of you, like I said, are avoiding the emotions through work. So let me see. And it's not a bad thing. I feel like you will approach those things when you're ready. Let me see why the Strength card is in reverse. All right, we have the Moon And we have the Seven of Wands. You're a bit defensive with this person. You feel like they're keeping secrets from you. And they may be because of the Seven of Swords here. I feel like you do think about this person a lot at night in particular. That's when your fears start coming up. I feel like a lot of you feel that with regard to this connection, there's been a lot of contention, a lot of, you know, fighting, a lot of you having to defend yourself for what you're saying and doing. So I feel like you're tired of dealing with this person's dysfunction. So that's why you're defensive. Yeah, your fears get the best of you, particularly at night. But I feel like, you know, you're going to stand up for yourself. If it comes down to it and this person does approach you with any more of this deceitful behavior, any more secrets, you're going to stand up for yourself. Let me look at their energy. Why is the Six of Pentacles in reverse for the person in Leo's energy? All right, we have the Four of Cups reversed, and we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. More karmic energy here. Yeah. I feel like for some of you, this person may not be single, or they could have been pretending to be single. That's not for everybody. Just take it as it resonates. What I am seeing here with this person is that they were disrespectful to you. There is some codependent energy that's here. This person may have been codependent on you, but they were disrespectful. They didn't value what you were bringing to the table here. I also feel like, you know, the more they try not to think about you, the more they actually do think about you. And that's part of that codependent energy. Again, I'm seeing that there's some financial issues with this person. So they're feeling a deep sense of loss with regard to you, even though they may not be saying it. They are definitely feeling a deep sense of loss. So but like I said, this is somebody who has these ghosts from their past that's affecting this connection. All right, we have the Six of Pentacles, and we have the High Priestess in reverse. Yeah, they're not very in touch with their own intuition here. That's part of this karmic lesson for them. But I do feel like this is somebody who knows that they breadcrumbed you in the past. They treated you disrespectfully. And I do feel like they want to balance things out with you. And I also feel like they're going to, you know, let you know that. I'm not seeing them approaching you yet, but we're not done with the clarification of this reading. So we'll see. They feel like you've just moved on. They're afraid you've moved on. So this person wants to bring balance to the situation, and they don't know whether or not you're willing to. Let me see why the Four of Pentacles is in reverse. They're trying to balance out their finances and their money. King of Cups. You could be dealing with a Pisces. Scorpio is very strong, or a Cancer sign. Gemini is here. We have the Magician in the reverse. Ooh, so be careful. Be careful that this person doesn't come in and try to love bomb you or manipulate you, because I feel like that's when your guard's going to go up. I will tell you that this person is realizing that they love you far more than they thought they did. See, they didn't treat you with the respect, and they were highly manipulative. There was some deceptive energy here. They feel very exposed now. They feel like you already know their secrets. You already know what happened here. And so I do feel like they are going to come towards you at some point, because they do have feelings for you. They do legitimately have love and feelings for you. But they're also very manipulative. So let's look at the energy between Leo and this person. The Fool in reverse, and the Ace of Swords reversed. Okay. So I don't feel like you're currently talking to this person. You don't have the clarity about what's going on with them. You don't have any clarity with regard to what it is that this person actually wants. So they're not communicating with you, at least not in any clear way. I feel like their fear is, so both of you have some issues with fear, but they're not moving forward into a new beginning or repairing this connection because of fear. And the fear is what needs to be closed out. That and this karmic lesson that this person is learning. So they're learning about, you know, the breadcrumbing, the disrespect, the toxic energies, and, you know, and fear. This person has a lot going on, Leo, and there's a lot that they need to come to terms with. And unfortunately, it seems like they're avoiding that. They actually want to have a new beginning with you. They think about you all the time, but they know that they breadcrumbed you. They know that they weren't honest with you. And so the fear is what is keeping them from coming towards you and resolving this mess and, you know, just coming clean. There's a lot of healing this person needs to do. And I feel like you're kind of being left in the dark. You're not sure what is going on with this person. You may be curious. Are they seeing somebody else? Is that why they're not trying to resolve things with you? I'm not seeing that yet in their energy, but I do feel like they are dealing with a lot here. They're dealing with some financial issues. They're dealing with a lot of things from their past. And those are karmic lessons that they're learning. So I feel like that is what is keeping them from moving towards you to resolve things. Let me see why the Five of Wands is in reverse. Page of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Yeah, this person's going back and forth about whether or not to approach you. They're going back and forth, back and forth. And for some of you, this person may have breadcrumbed you because they were giving their energy to more than one situation. If that's the case, they feel like you know the truth now. And that's what they feel like, that you won't want to heal this connection because of that. They're feeling extremely exposed right now, and they're avoiding because of that. I feel like this is somebody who is up in their head a lot. They overthink things. They're not sure what they want to do. Do they want to heal the connection? Do they want to keep avoiding? You see, for them to approach you and put an end to all of this stuff is going to be very difficult for them because they have to face themselves, and they're avoiding themselves. So they can't possibly, you know, deal with you in a direct and honest manner if they're not even willing to deal with themselves in a direct and honest manner. I am seeing that there is somebody new in your energy, but I feel like you can't see them. There's somebody here that is interested in you, but you're not. You're too focused on the past. You're not even seeing that person. You're working a lot. You're you know, trying to get your money stable, and I feel like there is somebody here that is interested in you, but you don't see them. So you're avoiding as well, but you're avoiding new relationships. You're avoiding because you don't want to get hurt again. There's a fear of being hurt. You're a little bit defensive, and I feel like you're also avoiding this person because you don't want to get wrapped up in, you know, all the stuff that the manipulations and, you know, their issues that they need to handle on their own. So there's a lot of avoidance that's going on here on both sides. Let me see, show me the outcome. Show me the outcome for Leo. All right, we have the Star card. We have the Ace of Wands. And we have the Ten of Coins reversed. Their financial problems are going to deepen. Yeah, their financial and they don't want you to know about that, by the way. They're going to try to hide some of that from you. But this person in your energy, they may come towards you. Here's what I want you to understand, Leo. They are still in a deceptive energy. They're in a manipulative energy, and they're not approaching you with an Ace of Cups or approaching you with an Ace of Wands. So this person is likely to approach you out of the blue in a very sexual manner. Now, do they love you? They do. But this person has a lot of things that they need to deal with. They need to come to terms with that looks to be outside of this connection as well as within the connection. They're avoiding themselves. So I do feel like this person tends to, lead in a more sexual manner. That the sense of loss, the sense of feeling overwhelmed is getting to them. They don't understand why you're not coming to them. I don't know if in the past perhaps you did. And so they're going to come towards you and it's going to appear to be highly sexual. Just know that they actually do have feelings for you, but they've got a whole lot they need to deal with within their life, financially, emotionally. And I feel like, they're not in the best of energy. Let me just put it that way. Now, in your energy, I don't think you're going to see this coming. I think that you've waited for this person to come towards you for quite some time. I don't think you're going to see it coming. And I think that you're going to initially be very hopeful, but then you're going to be like, well, what is it I don't know about? What is it that's really going on? I feel like there's going to be some conflict internally for you as well as possibly externally, because you've waited for a long time for this person to come towards you, to offer you something. And, when they come towards you, I feel like they're not offering, they're not offering commitment. They're not offering loyalty. What they're offering is physical connection. But they do have the feelings. They're just I feel like they're not in touch, or they're not willing to express that for some reason. It looks like it's fear related though. So I feel like you're initially going to be very hopeful that this can be healed. It can be balanced out. But I do think the fears of what they might be hiding is going to pop up as well. So just be aware. All right. Bottom of the deck is the Hanged Man. That's underlying energy. And that does indicate, now in your outcome, the Hanged Man goes into reverse. So you're waiting for something here. Whatever you've been waiting for is coming towards you. Okay. So just be aware. So for some of you, you've been waiting for finances or money to approach you. That's coming in because you are working very hard. But a lot of you have been, waiting for this person to come in. They are coming in, but they're coming in a manipulative manner. So just be aware. It'll be your decision as to what you want to do with that. All right, I'm going to pull an oracle card for you, Leo. You have number 27. It says, painting the roses red, covering up errors. So let me read that for you. Working for or being in a relationship with someone who is harsh on those who make mistakes. Feeling forced to cover up errors to avoid punishment. Fear of mistakes being discovered. Hiding the evidence as the consequences are much harsher than the mistake. Feeling that what you need to do to stay safe is no longer reasonable. Oof. So I don't know, maybe this person was very harsh with you in the past. I feel like they're the one that's kind of trying to cover up their mistakes at this point. But in the past, you may have been feeling like, if you made a mistake, this person came down on you really hard. There's a lot that's being avoided here on both sides, Leo. So I encourage you to look at your part. You're not responsible for their part, but just be careful when this person does come in. All right. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you've resonated with this reading, hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hype the video if you have the opportunity. And until I see you in your next reading, Leo, know that you are love, and namaste.